What is going on, guys? Shadow870 here. And I'm bringing you a little bit of a COD breakdown episode, and today I wanted to talk about the Scar H. Now, the Scar is a very interesting gun. Scar, it's kind of like it's 10 times different than every other gun in this game. Every other assault rifle, basically almost every other gun, every assault rifle, every submachine gun, they rely on the same common denominator to get kills, and that's fire rate. If you look at the M27, you can tell when you shoot it that its bullets aren't the most powerful, but it also isn't the fastest shooter either. It kind of relies on a little bit of both, but most guns rely on their fire rate. Most guns use their fire rate to their advantage, and that's how they get their bullets into their opponents. You know, the Vector, the Scorpion, definitely. The not so much the MTAR, but the Vector, the Scorpion, you know, a lot of these guns, they rely on their fire rate, and that's very interesting and unique about these guns. But the Scar is different. The Scar is the most, I want to say, bullet damage heavy assault rifle or gun in this game. The Scar's bullet damage, it purely relies on its bullet damage. If you can get 2 to 3 bullets in your opponent when you're using the Scar, you're going to win. They're dead immediately. There's no way that they're going to survive. And that's kind of the interesting thing about the Scar. But there's a lot of weaknesses to this style of play as well. So I wanted to go ahead and break it down. Now, recommended classes. What should you put on the Scar to make it better? Well, one of the Scar's issues is its recoil. You know, it's really kind of difficult if you're not good to get long-range kills. If you're not accurate enough, you're not going to be able to get kills at a longer range, and that's going to be really difficult because the recoil messes you up a whole lot. So I suggest putting on foregrip. It's almost absolutely positively needed. You absolutely need foregrip, in my opinion, because it just makes it 10 times better. A lot of guns I don't like to put foregrip on unless it's an SMG, maybe, but on the Scar, I will. I really like to put foregrip on it. It really helps out with the recoil. Now, another attachment that I like to put on. This is specifically for me. This isn't really for an overall just whatever style of play. But since the Scar doesn't have the best hip fire in the world, I really recommend either putting on quick draw or putting on laser sight, because either one of those kind of prevents the whole issue with hip fire, and prevents you from basically fucking up if you can't hit them with your hip fire. Because laser sight, it obviously everyone in the world knows what laser sight does. It's like steady aim. You know, it allows you to allows your hip fire to be a little bit more accurate, and that's very useful, and it comes in big handy. But the reason I like to put quick draw on is because it goes really well with one of my perks, and that's dexterity, and I love to put dexterity on. My big secret key to success is dexterity and quick draw, because it's just extremely useful. So, in my opinion, quick draw is definitely my favorite thing to use, and I love quick draw. I have it almost on all of my guns because it's just that helpful. So, and I also like to put primary gunfighter on it. Now, why in the world am I going to put primary gunfighter on it? Well, there's no other perks other than the perks that I've already have selected that I enjoy using on this gun. All my other perks I don't need, you know? I have all the perks that I need to use the kind of class that I like using, so. And B, I don't like any of the equipment in this game. I know a lot of them are overpowered, a lot of people like using them, but personally, I like to just rely on my gun. I mean, that's it. Just the gun that I have, that's it. That's all I like to rely on, so that's kind of what I prefer. Really, extended clip is just overall something very solid. You know, you can take down hordes and groups of enemies, and that's one of my biggest issues, because if I can take down 3 enemies at one time with this powerful of a gun, imagine how much damage I can do. You can do a lot of damage when you can take out that many enemies at one time. So just having the asset of being able to have that many bullets in one clip immediately, it puts 40 bullets in your clip. It takes 3 to 4 bullets to take someone down. How freaking amazing is that? How fucking amazing is that? If your accuracy is well enough, you're going to take down a whole group of enemies. You could take out their whole team if you were accurate. But, you know, it's just, it's a very extremely useful attachment to put on, and I love using it. It's really just fucking awesome. Now my perks. Now these perks are specifically for me, like what I like to prefer. I mean, you guys can try this class out, but I really love this class because this is kind of like my class guide for everything. I like to choose kind of a class style and set it up in a fashion where it's not specific to the weapon in terms of my perks in this game. Before it was my perks, but in this game, my perks don't really go specific to the weapon. They go specific to my playstyle. My attachments go specific to the weapon and a little bit of the playstyle. It kind of has a mix of both, but so my perks are generally like everything that I use, and this is something that I use on all my classes. And I like to use lightweight, toughness, dexterity, and extreme conditioning, and that fills out my class loadout because of the 2 wild cards. I love using lightweight because it gives me that extra speed that I need. With SMGs, I want to be faster than all the other SMGs. With assault rifles, I want to be as fast as submachine guns. So that gives me a really huge asset in terms of everything. And with toughness, I felt that toughness is more of an asset than anything else. Scavenger, although a lot of people find use in Scavenger, and I find use in Scavenger as well, I find it only useful when you're going on big score streaks. And I'm not the kind of guy to go out and go for orbital VSATs and swarms and shit. I'm the kind of guy that gets small score streaks and kind of just plans his way out and plays the objective. You know, I don't go for those huge score streaks, so I don't need Scavenger. Scavenger's not a necessity for me. And since I'm not using any equipment, why have it on? It's not useful in any way, shape, or form. So I don't find use out of Scavenger too much. There's also Blind Eye. Yeah, who uses Blind Eye? And then there's Fast Hands as well. But again, when you don't have any secondary and you don't have any equipment, how the hell are you going to use Fast Hands? So that's an obvious decision for me. Toughness beats everything. Even if I had equipment or anything, I might even use toughness. And then extreme conditioning and dexterity. These two, coupled with quick draw, fit together perfectly. Because with extreme conditioning, as I'm running to an objective, it allows me to get to objectives at a longer duration, and it just works, you know? No one can catch me off guard, because I can immediately get them because of dexterity's ability to aim quickly after sights. A lot of people focus on the mantling over objects part, but aim down after sights is a huge asset. Not a lot of people realize that. It's a very useful asset to have in this game. Now, overall, the looks of the Scar, I really like. You know, it's a very solid-looking gun. And it looks very similar to what it has in the past, and it's a rough and tough gun. You know, it kills quickly. It relies on gun damage. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment on what you thought of it, like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to see more. Later.